purpose of this video is to show you how to do dishes using a 3-compartment sink like we use here. You're going to use the wash sink, the rinse sink, and the sanitizer sink to get your dishes all the way properly cleaned. So first and foremost, how do you go about filling up those sinks? We have set up already with the soap and water mixture, comes out already in the proper proportions. All you need to do is put your drain down in the bottom of the sink and turn it on. Okay? That's going to fill up already soapy water. The second one, plain water right out of the tap. Okay. The third sink is going to be sanitizer that also comes already pre-mixed out of a tube. But this one's really important to sanitize your dishes, so you want to test it after the fact and make sure it's properly sanitizing. Okay, so in order to test it, we have these test strips that we keep in the kitchen. Okay, it looks like this. All you do is pull out a little strip of it, rip it off. Okay, then there's these levels on the front here. They tell you what color means which sanitizing level you're at. So orange is where it starts. That means there's no sanitizer on this tap. So when you dip it in the water and bring it back out, you want it to not be orange anymore. So 10 seconds, you need to keep it in for 10 seconds. So you want it to be right in the middle here, right where we are at. Green means you're a little too heavy on the sanitizer and you need to add water. Orange means you're not sanitizing at all, so you want to be right in the middle here. Okay, go ahead and throw that away. So now you've got your 3-bin sinks properly set up with the right amount of water, the right amount of soap and sanitizer, and you're ready to start doing your dishes. There are 6 steps to get your dishes properly cleaned from start to finish of a 3-compartment sink. Okay, so step 1. Scrape. You want to scrape anything that's kind of large chunks off of your dishes. Alright, so we get dishes back here like this that have pickles in them. Scrape all of that into the trash before it even touches your sink. Step 2, spray. Not everything's going to get scraped off of your dish, so anything left, you have to spray it off using the sprayer here. Okay, step 3. Step 3, you want to soak your dishes in the hot soapy water. This is going to get anything stuck on off of your dishes. Okay, you can also scrub at that point in time. Once you're in your hot soapy water here, use that to scrub if it's not coming off really easily. Okay, 4th step, dip. This is a really quick one. That's your plain water sink. You just dip your dishes in, get any last little bits of food and or soapy water off of your dish, and then it goes straight into your sanitizing sink. You have to sanitize for a minimum of 60 seconds. More than 60 seconds is okay, but 60 seconds is the bare minimum to get your dishes actually properly sanitized. The very last step is air dry. Okay, we have racks up here for you to air dry your dishes on. It's very important for air to get into your dishes, or bacteria likes to grow in a moist environment. So you have to get your dishes all the way dried on our drying racks before you stack them and put them away. Alright, so let's actually put those steps into action and let me show you how that works. So first step is going to be scrape. We're going to scrape our pickles and any junk out of our container, alright? Get kind of whatever is available to scrape it with. Scrape it into the sink. Large particles should not be going down your drain. Step 2, spray. Now we've got some residue left in our dish here. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. Anything that's left really stuck on there is going to come off in our soap sink. Make sure you get it submerged all the way in, otherwise it's not really doing its job. If you've got dishes that are kind of stuck all the way up here, it's not really soapy. So make sure you get it all the way submerged. Okay? Once we've got it a little bit of time in there, scrape it off. If you have anything left on there, just scrub here. As you can see, we still have soap left on it, so that's what the purpose of the dipping sink is. Just get the suds off. It doesn't need to spend any amount of time in there. Okay? Okay, last one. Remember, 60 seconds in. All the way submerged. Again, if it's not submerged, it's not doing its job. Okay? 60 seconds goes by. And we can take it out and we can air dry it. Now, if you already have some containers up here from your last round of dishes, just find a blank spot up here. Otherwise, you want it to stay on an angle with air flowing up into it, okay? If you're stacking dishes like this, there's no air getting in there, it's not going to dry, and it's going to form bacteria. So make sure you're not wet stacking, you're dry stacking with air flowing up. Now you can stack it one on top of each other with air flowing under each dish, but as long as you're air drying, that's the proper way to do it. And that's one full round of doing. Okay, so in the heat of a day when we're really busy, you're going to have some pretty big piles of dishes over here. So I want to show you what that looks like at a fast pace, working as fast as you really need to be going in order to get all of your dishes done in an efficient amount of time. So what we actually want to start with, if you're coming up to a fresh start here, is empty your drying rack, because in a couple of minutes you're going to need all that space for a full load of dishes. Alright, so now you're ready to actually do a full round of dishes. What you want to be doing is make sure you're using all of your sinks at the same time, using both of your hands at the same time. That's how you're going to get a lot done at one time. So I'm going to do all these dishes right here and do it at the pace that you should be going at. So we're going to unload our first round of spraying. What you just saw was that I was constantly spraying one thing with my left hand while I'm moving the dishes into the soaking sink with my other hand, okay? From the soaking sink, now we can be scrubbing with one hand and dipping and moving our dishes over to the sanitizing sink while we're letting these ones soak some more, okay? So we're going to give it a nice scrub, okay? Dip it and move it over, and scrub and dip it and move it over, just constantly moving. Okay, so now we have 60 seconds that we have to wait for these to sanitize, but what we can do in that 60 seconds is move back to our spray sink and just get that next round started. For long enough that our dishes have soaked for 60 seconds, now we can go back to our soak sink and move our dishes up to the air drying rack. So what you have going is multiple stations in use all at the same time. Right now I've got some soaking, some in the sanitizer, and I'm going to get my air drying rack going. Drying. Now I can go back to my soak sink after they've had a couple minutes here to soak and get them moved into the air drying. So it's really this constant process in order to be efficiently doing dishes. You're going to have some pretty big stacks here. That's how you get them moved through all the way from start to finish.